Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nadisha. So I've been thinking about the story of Joseph lately, and we all know the story of Joseph, but from a different perspective, from more of a Potiphar's wife, female narcissist perspective. The things that people try to do to diminish you, but nevertheless they cannot, because there's favor on your life. I know many of you guys will be able to relate to this message, so keep watching. So we know the story of Joseph, right? He told his brothers about a dream, and then they threw him in a pit and they sold him to the Ishmaelites, right? And then he ended up in Potiphar's care, okay, if you may. So basically it says in Genesis, it says that Potiphar saw that the Lord was with him. Keyword, I really need you to think about this. Potiphar, a regular man, saw that the Lord was with Joseph, okay? So let me tell you, when you carry God's presence, people around you can see that God is with you, okay? People around you can see the favor of God on your life. You can't, like, we all talk about, we're like, oh, we're favored and we're favored and we're favored. But I'm telling you, sometimes people see your favor more than you see your favor, okay? All right, so anyways, because Potiphar saw that the Lord was with Joseph, he made him in charge of his entire household, right? Cool. All right, it says that Joseph was well built and handsome, okay? Like, he was working out. He was working out and things. So anyways, Potiphar's wife, let's talk about this. She upsets me. She does. She upsets me, and I'm annoyed because, like, Joseph has been through so much, okay? With his brothers being betrayed by your own siblings, it's a lot, and he's probably missing his family, missing his home, and then being sold. Like, I can't even imagine that whole journey to Egypt, right? Anyways, so he probably was like, oh my gosh, life is finally getting better. Things are finally looking up. Thank you, Lord. Because this person has found favor in me, and he has made me in charge of his whole household. Joseph was probably giving God all the thanks and praise, right? See, right when God is doing something good in your life, you need to understand that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Here comes Potiphar's wife, okay? Anyways, she was like, come to bed with me. Come to bed with me. Like, who says that? And he refused. He's like, how can I do such a thing? My master has put me in charge of everything except you. You're off limits. And how can I sin against God? And, she kept, it says that she kept, I don't think this was one request. She kept asking and asking, maybe multiple times, right? And he kept refusing. So the one time that she asked and he refused because he ran out of there, he left his cloak behind, right? She kept his cloak and she did this, okay? I want to talk about narcissism, okay? This is a true female narc, okay? This is true narcissism. And I know a lot of people go through narcissistic relationships and in every way, okay? At your job, in your family, with your friends, all of that. In your intimate partnerships, you deal with a lot of narcissism, right? So here she is, when she realized that he left his cloak, she called her servants, right, to report him, and she screamed for help, okay? It says she screamed for help. And then she told her story. So here are some of the characteristics of narcissists, okay? They're liars. They formulate stories, okay? They make up stories, okay? They project what they're doing onto others, okay? So, for example, if your narcissistic partner is cheating on you, they'll accuse you of cheating. So she was the one who pushed herself upon Joseph, but when she told the story, she told him that Joseph was the one who tried to sleep with her. Like, delusion, like, messed up, right? They tend to be very dramatic, and listen, these people will cry tears, actual tears, to carry out their whole drama and their whole story, okay? And like when you see somebody like crying tears, you're like, no, well, they must be hurting and this must be true, right? That's how they get people to believe them, okay? And so she told that story to the servants, and then she kept the cloak, and then she told the story to Potiphar, okay? What I'm really upset with her and this whole ordeal is that, okay, she's asked him many times to go to bed with her, right? And he refused for the obvious reasons, right? Like, I know I'm trying to logically figure out why people do what they do, and I know why, but I'm just thinking, like, clearly the enemy was using her as a vessel, but I'm thinking, like, at some point, couldn't she have been like, you know what? That was weird. I don't know, something weird came over me. Joseph, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Let's just put this behind us. You know, let's just don't even worry about it. No, she couldn't do that. She couldn't just leave him alone. When he ran off with the cloak, she could have burned that thing. She could have burnt the cloak. She could have burnt it, and nobody would have ever known, and all would be well, because nothing happened. Nothing happened, right? He ran off, nothing happened. No. Listen, let me tell you something. When you reject a narcissist, oh, they're coming for you. Oh, they're going to come for you. Oh, they're going to come for you. You think you got away. You didn't get away. They're going to come for you. But as they come for you, God will come for them. Okay? As they come for you, God will come for them. And I'm telling you, you need to understand that narcissists, they are extremely sensitive to rejection. Like, extremely. Like, we're all humans and rejection is not fun. But like with a narc, they're extremely sensitive, all right? And even when something is not really a rejection, they'll take it as a rejection, okay? Telling them no, because remember, they're like 5-year-olds in adult bodies. So like telling them no is like, excuse me, like how dare you, right? So you need to understand that these people will attack you and they'll seek revenge, okay? Even if they don't seek revenge immediately, they'll seek revenge later on, okay? These people never forgot what you did to them, okay? And they will subject you to public humiliation, okay? And that is what Potiphar's wife did, okay? She called the servants and said, hey, look, this is what he did. This is what he did to me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, public humiliation. They will always try to publicly humiliate you, and they will always try to ruin your character and ruin your reputation, okay? And it says that Joseph got thrown into prison. Okay, my thing is, you don't see where it says that Joseph tried to defend himself, okay? And he probably didn't, because sometimes when you're in this position where here's this narcissistic woman, right? And she's crying and she's screaming and all of that, it's like 100 people against Joseph, 100 people against one person. Like, even if Joseph was to speak his truth, no one would believe him. No one would believe him. Like, who would believe Joseph that Potiphar's wife came after him, okay? So I think Joseph remained silent because he knew that he wasn't in a position where people would actually believe him. And sometimes when you find yourself in narcissistic relationships and in narcissistic environments, right? And when the narcissist has convinced everybody that you did something and all that, sometimes the best thing for you is silence. You will speak your truth one day, but sometimes when you assess the environment that you're in, and you know that if you were to speak your truth, no one will believe you, be quiet. One day you will speak, all right? And that's what he did. And I think, honestly, if Joseph, so Potiphar was like, hey, lock him up, put him in prison, right? I believe that if Potiphar had if Joseph was like, Potiphar, like he screamed, Potiphar, your wife is not who you think she is. Like, if he spoke his truth, then I don't think Joseph would have ended up in prison. I think he would have been beheaded. I think Potiphar would have killed him, because you can't just blurt that out. Be like, Potiphar, your wife is for the birds. Like, honestly, I secretly think Potiphar knows that his wife isn't it. Okay, I think she probably secretly tried to like get one of the soldiers to sleep with her and all that. I don't believe it's her first rodeo. She's been practicing, and I think Potiphar knows that she's for the birds. She's for the birds. Anyways, Joseph got thrown into prison. Okay, but yeah, you need to understand that this is part of where narcissism stemmed from. Okay, they will lie on you. They will make up stories, and they will do all of that to try to ruin you. Like, I can't believe that because he rejected her, she did that to him. She is married. like mentally, are you not even there, sir, ma'am? Like, okay. So the other part of this message was, okay, so Joseph got thrown into prison, right? Okay, and let me tell you, it says that God was with him, and God has always been with him, right? So it doesn't matter where Joseph was at, whether he's in the fields or he's anywhere Joseph find himself, God is always with him, and there's always favor upon his life, because it says it, even though he was thrown in prison, they made him the head prisoner. Now, I don't know what that job entails. I don't know if he gets like a free breakfast, an extra meal or something, but they made him the head prisoner. Okay, so one day the cupbearer found himself in prison, and Joseph interpreted. Don't mind my dog, guys. Joseph interpreted the cupbearer's dream, right? And then when the cupbearer got let out of prison, Joseph was like, hey, listen, can you remember me and put in a good word for me so I can get out of here too, right? All of a sudden, the cupbearer did not remember him. 2 years later, Pharaoh was having this dream issue, and they needed an interpreter. That's when the cupbearer remembered Joseph. That's when they got him out of prison. That's when Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream, and then Pharaoh was like, oh my gosh, I would like a wise man to help me. He basically, Pharaoh was looking for someone who could be like a governor over the land and all that. And he, found favor in Joseph. Once again, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, when there's favor over your life, it doesn't matter what situation you're placed in, there's always going to be favor. Okay? There's always going to be favor. So, and yeah, it says no matter what Joseph went through, God was always with him. God has always favored him and blessed him wherever he was. He made beauty from ashes. Okay, you know how the story ended. Once the brothers came and the father came, he gave them land and property and food and resources and all of that. Okay, he took care of them. They lived life. He took care of them. But you know what I mean? But yeah, if you guys find yourself in like find yourself around narcissistic people, you need to understand that yes, these people see God in you. They see that God is with you, and they will try to seek to destroy that, and they will try to lie and be dramatic and formulate stories and just things to ruin your reputation, right? But nevertheless, when there's favor on your life, you need to understand that no devil in hell can stop you, can ruin you, can make you look bad. No matter what they try, God will still make your gifts, your gifts, God will still use your gifts, and your gifts will make room for you. Okay, that was one of the gifts that Joseph had. He could interpret dreams, and that is exactly what God used to make room for him. That is exactly what God used to elevate him and uplift him. Your gifts is going to make room for you. So no matter what people try, okay, no matter what they try to bring you down and to diminish you, When there's favor on your life, nothing, no one can stop you. And God will use your gifts and talents to elevate you and take you higher. All right, guys. So, hope this message was able to bless you. So like a different spin on the Joseph's message. But yeah, just know that they can't stop you. No one can stop you. Nothing. No matter what they throw you in the pit, whatever, they throw you to the wolves, you're going to come out leading the pack. Okay? They throw you in prison, they're going to make you head prisoner. It doesn't matter what people do to you, because you're still going to come out bigger, better, stronger. Bigger, better, stronger. Alright guys, thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. I pray that God will bless you, and I'll see you in my next video.